Hi, welcome back. I'm Nate Moore. We're going to talk more about filtering in tables today. We've talked about dates, we've talked about text. Today we're going to talk about numbers. And what I have here is the patient's age at the time of the E&M. You know, from the demographics, I obviously know the patient's birth date, I know the date of service, so I can do the math and figure out how old they are and do some analysis that way. You, by now, will come to expect that we have all the different ages of our patients. We've got somebody who's 98 in there. All the way to 18, and you could easily check or uncheck and select that way. But there's some other powerful filters as well. Let's say you wanted equals, does not equal, greater than or equal, greater than or equal to, less than. Let's do between. If you want greater than or equal to 30 and less than or equal to 39, we want everybody in their 30s. Sure enough, there they are. And you can scroll down and see we've got them. We've got an average age in that group of 35.1, surprise, surprise, and 49 patients. Notice you can tell the 49 patients there. All the way down here in the bottom, hopefully that'll show up in the recording, you've got 49 patients there. Let's go back to patient age, and I want to clear that filter, and I want to show you a different one. If you come down to number filters, if you do greater than, you see, right, that screen looks a lot like the one we just did. And if you look, you've got a lot of those options that we saw, equals, greater than, less than, or equal to. All those kind of things are in this filter when you look at equals, doesn't equal, greater than, less than, or whatever. I want to show you two more. One of them is top 10. We looked at this briefly when we looked at pivot tables. Top 10 is going to give you the top or the bottom. And then you can count, as we're not limited to 10, you can do top 15, and you can look at top 15 items or top 15%. Let's do top 15 items, and I'll show you first. So I want my top 15, which is my oldest, and if we scroll up here, here's my oldest 15 patients. And if I want to see, let's clear that, if I want to see my youngest, but instead of 10, I'm going to go to 5, and I want my youngest 5% of patients. So I can either look at the number of items or a percent, and sure enough, here's my youngest 5% of items. There's my 25 youngest patients in this data. That's how top and bottom work, and the items versus percent. Look at this clever feature here. Now we've got above average and below average. So what we can do is we'll look at the average age, and it'll give everybody who's above that average age, folks in their 60s and 70s. That makes sense. If you want to do just the reverse, there's my youngest patients. There's the youngest half of the patients, 250 of them. And obviously, if somebody who's 58 is in my youngest half, I'm skewed to older folks, at least in this data sample. So again, we can clear that filter, and that's filtering by numbers. Stay tuned next time. We're going to do something that's clever that you can get in tables. You can't get this in pivot tables, but it's clever in tables. We've been passing by this sort by color feature, and we'll talk about that next time. Thanks for watching.